Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We begin with Ansu Fati as Barcelona are to decide on the 35 million rated forward's future very soon, as two Premier League clubs are still keen. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Marcos Alonso, as Barca defender Alonso is not considering exiting the club amid Premier League interest. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona are close to finalizing the arrival of Joao Cancelo from Manchester City, and at the same time are very much looking to sanctioning a big sale in order to accommodate a footballer who can help in the offensive field. If a report from Sport is to be believed, Ansu Fati could be the chosen one for the task, but Barca will only sell the young forward if he accepts to move, which is something that he has been reluctant to do so far. This means the ongoing week is actually a decisive period for the La Masia graduates. Currently, everything is out in the open, but a final verdict is expected from Barcelona this week. So, football agent Jorge Mendes is going to be a very busy man this week. The Portuguese representative is expected to land in Barcelona once Cancelo's deal is approved, and Barcelona would take this opportunity to discuss Ansu's case as well. At the moment, there are two English Premier League sides interested in his acquisition, but no one is going to force the footballer into anything. This means whatever will happen towards the end of this transfer window will be the player's decision. So, what is actually happening? As far as the player is concerned, he is very clear about his future. He sees himself in Catalonia and nowhere else. However, if a top level club comes knocking, he would explore the opportunity since he knows his role at the club would be secondary. At Barca, they understand that anything can happen in the following days of the transfer market. The player has a contract until 2027, and why they do consider him as a valuable asset. They want him to continue playing or his market value would degrade. At one end, Barcelona might be tempted to let him leave as it will reduce tensions in the salary limit, but the club is very clear about the idea that a last-minute loan move will be ruled out. As for Mendes, he is handling multiple player operations with Barcelona, and the super agent has been told that if Joao Felix wants to come to Barcelona, an offensive player must leave, and everything points to Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati's future has been unbalanced for a long time, as there is no certainty about his stay at Barca. There is no guarantee. And it still makes me feel so disappointed that Ansu Fati, despite trying to show his best, has not been rated that highly, especially under Xavi. We understand that he wasn't at his best at all last season, but we have seen Fati come in and do some changes. Like yesterday, I think against Cadiz, when Fati entered alongside Ferran, we saw how the game took a different tune. And we have seen Fati even in pre-season, even in, I think, towards the end of last season, doing good stuff. But it seems as though Xavi does not feel convinced at all, and he has just removed his mind from Fati. I think yesterday we still saw him leaving the bench, as Xavi has been taking it now as a habit that Fati will always be a bench player, which has not been something that I can say is ideal. I think Xavi should try to rotate things. If Fati is not starting today, it doesn't mean that it will be so, because I've realized that majority of the time Fati have been a bench player, except that it's for matches that Xavi does not consider it important. Like we saw it towards the end of last season when Barca had already wrapped up La Liga, we start seeing Ansu Fati starting games. It's not like he valued him because there was nothing to play for. There was nothing to play for. So they are saying now that Ansu Fati's future is still up in the air. There's no certainty that he will stay at Barca beyond the summer transfer window, as Josh Mendes, who is his agent, is still convincing the player to depart for his own growth. And this is not the first time we've been getting this. Ansu Fati being spoken to by his agent Josh Mendes to leave for his own growth, because Xavi, from the look of things, does not look like somebody who is convinced. Because yes, he has a contract till 2027, and of course, he has every right to stay, and nobody will push him because he has a long-term contract, for crying out loud. But now they've been talking about a certain Joao Felix, and with this report saying that Joao Felix coming to Barca will greatly depend, on Ansu Fati, because they are saying that a forward must depart. If Felix needs to come to Barca to make everything easier, a forward must depart, and everything points to a certain Ansu Fati. And why should we be Ansu Fati? Thinking that when Ousmane Dembele left for PSG, it could have been better. That maybe Joao Felix would come and replace him. But it seems as though, from the look of things, they need to still take out one of the forwards, which is now going to make the operation for Joao Felix really complicated. Then on to the final story of discussion. Over the past week or so, there have been some speculations surrounding the future of Barca veteran Marcos Alonso. Alonso is here to be registered by Barca, along with Inaki Pena, Inigo Martinez as well, due to some difficulties with financial fair play, and with Joao Cancelo soon set to arrive. Alonso's registration could be delayed further to accommodate the Portuguese international first. As such, it has sparked speculations over the former Chelsea defender's future in Catalonia. Last week, reports suggested that Barca would happily let go of Alonso if a good offer arrives. Furthermore, it was also reported that Alonso was already evaluating an offer from a Premier League club. However, as per a fresh update from Sergio Capdevila of Sport, Alonso is not studying any offers at the moment and is not considering an exit from Barca this summer. Barca manager Xavi Hernandez and his coaching staff are also not contemplating the possibility of offloading Alonso either. After all, following the loan exit of Alex Valle, Barca have been left with Alonso as the only natural backup for Alejandro Balde in the left back position. And even though Cancelo could be an option once he arrives, the Portuguese is being brought into solidifying the right back slots. As such, neither Alonso nor Barca are even considering the possibility of parting ways with each other at this point, and the club are hoping to resolve the matter of his registration this week, with Sergio Dest now leaving for um, PSV Eindhoven. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.